some other.
Fuck. There's certain times I actually like Biden. That montage just makes me go, just like, what a doddering old fool.
Alyssa Milano's not having a good day today, huh?
She's getting a lot of flack.
Why,
She's
Mike?
catching
Why?
a lot of
What
flack on
happened?
the internet. Well,
What happened?
you know how Alyssa Milano is a big proponent and leader in the Metoo movement?
Yeah, huge. One of the founders, really.
Yeah, well, the Metoo movement has been ignoring pleas from an alleged Joe Biden victim.
Really?
Yeah, because he's running for president, and they don't go after people running for president. That's what they told her.
For this from The Intercept, Time's Up said it could not fund a Me Too allegation against Joe Biden, citing its nonprofit status and his presidential run.
See, we don't go after presidents. It's what we don't do around here.
Last April, Tara Reid, not that one, watched as a familiar conversation about her former boss, Joe Biden, and his relationship with personal space unfolded on the national stage. Nevada politician Lucy Flores alleged that Biden had inappropriately sniffed her hair and kissed the back of her head.
I don't buy it.
As she waited to go on stage at a rally in 2014.
It's very,
I remember that.
It's very uncharacteristic of him. I don't buy it.
Biden, in a statement in response, said not once in his career did he believe he had acted inappropriately. We've seen videos of you doing it, you fucking
Okay, well,
moron.
you know, Joe, I don't know if you know this, just to, off the top of my head, did you know, fun fact, that pedophiles don't think they're actually doing anything wrong? Did you know that? They actually think that they have a relationship with the child.
But Flores' allegations sounded accurate to Reid, she said, because Reid had experienced something very similar as a staffer in Biden's Senate office years earlier. After she saw an episode of the ABC show The View, in which most of the panelists stood up for Biden and attacked Flores as politically motivated, Reid decided that she had no choice but to come forward and support Flores. She gave an interview to a local reporter describing several instances in which Biden had behaved similarly towards her, inappropriately touching her during the early 90s tenure in his Senate office. And I coughed in my hand because I don't care. In the first interview, she decided to tell people of the story. She said that she matched what had happened to Flores. Plus, she had filed a complaint, and there was witnesses, so she considered the allegation bulletproof. The short article brought a wave of attention on her, along with accusation that she was doing the bidding of Russia. So Reid went quiet.
It's always Russia.
As the campaign went on, Reid, who first supported Senator Elizabeth Warren and then Senator Bernie Sanders, began to reconsider staying silent. She thought about the world she wanted her daughter to live in and decided that she wanted to continue telling her story and push back against what she saw as online defamation. To get legal help and manage what she knew from her first go-round would be serious backlash, she reached out to the organization Time's Up, established in the wake of the Me Too movement to help survivors tell their stories. The Time's Up Legal Defense Fund was a recipient of outpouring of donations over the past 2 years and is set up as a 501c3 nonprofit housed within the National Women's Law Center. It was launched in December 2017 and was the most successful GoFundMe in the site's history, raising $24 million. Among the accusers backed so far by Time's Up are some of those assaulted by Harvey Weinstein, as well as scores of others with allegations against executives in male-dominated industries. The group has committed more than $10 million toward funding cases. In January of this year, Reid spoke with a program director for the National Women's Law Center, Ellie Driscoll.
Oh, at least it's not the program director from 107.7 The Bone.
No, only classic.
Could you imagine if they reach out to, nah, man, this is program director from 107.7 The Bone.
And was encouraged by the conversation. The fact that she was a Sanders supporter and had come forward previously in incomplete fashion didn't dissuade Time's Up. Driscoll referred to her to outside attorneys, Reid said, and suggested that the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund might be able to provide funding for PR and subsidized legal assistance.
For Puerto Ricans?
No, they don't.
What do they? Oh, okay.
Our military. Driscoll shared with Reid the note she planned to forward to attorneys, which read, in part, she began publicly sharing harassment she experienced in April 2019, but was attacked online, including by Richard Painter, University of Minnesota law professor who worked in the Obama administration, and journalist Edward Isaac Dover for being a Russian operative. There was more to the story of harassment that she didn't feel safe sharing at the time. She's looking for support in sharing her story and guidance on any possible legal action she may be able to take against online harassers. The reference to Dover, a reporter with The Atlantic, and Painter stemmed from a Twitter post that highlighted favorable comments Reed had made about Putin in the now deleted post on Medium. What if I told you that everything you learned about Russia was wrong? She had written in 2018, President Putin scares the power elite in America because he is compassionate, caring, and a visionary leader. To President Putin, I say, keep your eyes on the beautiful future, and maybe, just maybe, America will continue to see Russia, as I do, with the eyes of love. To all my Russian friends, happy holidays and happy New Year. So here's the thing, what we're learning here. If you say the wrong thing, like praise Putin, then it's okay if people sexually molest you and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you deserve it. Like, see, the Me Too movement is, instead of what were you wearing, it's who are you supporting?
Well, but that's, yeah, and it's, listen, that ain't just Me Too. That is literally the new cultural landscape we live in. It doesn't matter. And it's both sides that do it, and it's everyone is, you know, look at Me Too. Me Too is, we'll go after, you know, grab him by the pussy, and we'll go after Orange Man because he's bad, and we'll go after all these other people. But can't go after Democrats. And on the flip side, you got, you know, look at the right wing. The right wing is like, oh, my God, we need to crucify Al Franken. But Mike Cernovich is a hero. You know what I mean? So we're all guilty of that on some level. It's kind of gross. Whereas it would be nice if we could just go back to, wait, he did what? Holy shit, we needed to take that guy down.
Reed says that she learned about Russia and Putin through a Russian friend in her creative writing group. She is currently writing a novel set in Russia. She wrote the post in the spirit of world peace and solidarity with her friend. She said, adding that the writing should, but that she shouldn't even have to defend herself.
No.
Praising Russia should have nothing to do with this, right? By February, she learned from a new conversation with Time's Up, which also involved director Sharon Tenji, that no assistance could be provided because the person she was accusing, Biden, was a candidate for federal office, and assisting a case against him could jeopardize the organization's nonprofit status.
Wow.
What?
That, like, they didn't even come up with a good lie.
What?
That's not, like, wouldn't you have, if that were the case, wouldn't you have tried to think of a good lie?
Yeah.
Holy
On
shit.
February 11th, Driscoll wrote to Reed that she wanted to let you know that after our conversation, I talked further with the director, Sharon Tenji, about our ability to offer funding or public relations support in your case. Unfortunately, the fund's decision remains the same. Please know how much I appreciate your courage of speaking out and appreciate what you shared over the phone, that you are speaking out so that your daughter and other young people can start their case free of harassment. When reached out for comment, The Intercept, Driscoll referred questions to the National Women's Legal Center spokeswoman Maria Patrick, who said that the organization has legal constraints. As a nonprofit charitable organization, the National Women's Law Center is restricted in how it can spend its funds, including restrictions that pertain to candidates running for president. Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know why? Because they explained it. They probably shouldn't have explained it, but they already explained it. It would jeopardize our funding and our tax-free status. We don't want to piss off. Basically, we don't want to piss off people that could end up having power to make us pay taxes.
Patrick responded when asked why the organization declined to provide funds for Reed. Our decisions on whether or not to provide certain types of support to individuals should not be interpreted as our validation or doubt on truthfulness of the person's statement. Regardless, our support of workers who come forward regarding workplace sexual harassment remains unwavering. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that if you're in political power, they don't help you. Like, they're going to protect the political elite if they feel like it. But if you grab a woman's butt at work, the fire of hell will fall upon you.
But I'll bet you every penny I have to my name that if somebody came forward and went, Stephen Miller raped me, they would be fucking rolling out the red carpet. They would be on the news tomorrow calling him a rapist without any proof. Like, stop it.
If they said Ted Cruz did something,
they fucking would be going ham on Ted Cruz. They'd be calling him Raping Ted.
Ruling out federal candidate marks an off limits any member of Congress running for re-election, as well as President Donald Trump. Ellen April, a professor of tax law at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles, said Time's Up analysis is too conservative, and the group wouldn't be putting its tax-exempt status at risk by taking a case involving a candidate for federal office as long as it follows standard criteria for taking a case. As a legal matter, if the group is clear regarding the criteria used as to whom it was taking to court, show that they are long-established neutral criteria and that they are being applied to individuals completely independent of their running for office, it would not be a violation of tax law. Groups are allowed to continue to do what they have always done, she said. The public relations firm that works on behalf of Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, SKD Knickerbocker.
No, I'm not even laughing at that. I genuinely wasn't laughing at that. I'm just laughing at what a silly word Knickerbocker has always been.
Whose managing director, Anita Dunn, is a top advisor. Hold on. The public relation firms that works on behalf of Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, SKD Knickerbocker, whose managing director, Anita Dunn, is a top advisor to Biden's presidential campaign.
Yeah, but Royce, that's obviously just a mere coincidence.
A spokesman for Biden declined to comment. The SKD spokesperson assigned to Time's Up referred questions back to the National Women's Legal Center.
Huh. I'm sure that those are just unrelated coincidences, Royce.
As for influencing the election, Reed said that she was deeply conflicted about continuing to come forward, given that Biden's opponent in the general election is someone she sees far worse politically. So talking about Drumpf man.
I'll tell you what, you're never going to hear these complaints about me because my dick hasn't worked since the Clinton administration. Can you imagine just Bernie came out and made a statement going, look, my dick doesn't work anymore. You're never going to have to worry about me sexually harassing anybody. I might go through your pockets. I might steal your money and redistribute your wealth. But I'm not going to fuck anybody.
The victim here said, I don't want to help Trump, but what can I do? She said, all I can do is stand on my truth. So even still, I think she's saying, the victim is saying, well, Trump might be worse politically. If these people, man.
No, but that's a good thing. That just proves that this really probably happened. You know what I mean? Like, somebody coming out and saying, no, Biden did this to me. Also, I can't stand Trump, but this happened.
Right.
It kind of lends a little more credibility to her story than, you know, if she were like a huge Mindy Robinson fan who came out and was like, yeah, Biden raped me. And you'd be like, you know what I mean? That's the one thing, like with the Kavanaugh thing, and there's other ones where you just kind of go, all right, you're doing this as part of a way to take this guy down, as opposed to, oh, no, I hate Republicans. Also, this Democrat raped me. It's like, oh, boy, that's, uh-oh.